Hi, this is the channel where we dive into the most creepiest events ever happened. Welcome to the world of cringe, the world of mysteries that make your skin crawl, and the kind of stories you won't forget anytime soon. Okay, let's start our episode. Did you know that there's a tiny, windswept island off the coast of Scotland where 3 men just disappeared? Not gone for a few hours, not lost in the fog, but vanished without a trace. No struggle, no note, nothing. It was December 1900 when this happened, and to this day, the Flannan Isles Lighthouse mystery remains one of the creepiest unsolved mysteries in maritime history. Picture this: you're on a small, jagged island in the North Atlantic. The wind is relentless, the waves are smashing against the cliffs, and snow and mist swirl around like ghosts. That's where the 3 lighthouse keepers, James, Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald McArthur, lived and worked. Their job was simple in theory: keep the light burning to guide ships safely past the dangerous rocks. But in reality, it was grueling, isolated, and, let's be honest, incredibly lonely. Imagine being stuck on a rock in the middle of the sea with nothing but the ocean, the wind, and your own thoughts for company. When the relief crew finally arrived, sent because the lighthouse hadn't even checked on schedule, the scene they found was unsettling. The lighthouse was completely empty, beds unmade, chairs overturned, personal items left where they had been. A set of logs indicated that the last routine entry had been made days earlier. No signs of a struggle, no indication of a fight, and no clue where the men went. It was like they had just evaporated into thin air. Some people immediately started speculating. Could have been a rogue wave. The Atlantic can be merciless, especially in winter. Waves high enough to sweep men off the cliffs weren't unheard of. And considering the lighthouse was perched on a cliff edge, it's terrifyingly plausible. But here's the thing: no bodies were ever found. The sea had claimed no evidence. It was as if nature itself had played a trick, swallowing them whole but leaving nothing behind. Others, however, believe there might be something darker, even supernatural, at play. Isolation can mess with the mind. Some suggest the men might have gone mad, maybe even turned on each other in a fit of paranoia or fear. There's also the whisper of the lighthouse being cursed, haunted, or touched by some unexplainable force. It's a story that's perfect for shivering by the fire, because it's the kind of event where no one really knows what is true, and the unknown is always the scariest part. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine you're one of those men. You're alone on a rock in the North Atlantic. Storms are raging outside, the wind howls like something alive, and you can't see land for miles. Every creak of the lighthouse feels like a warning. Every gust of wind sounds like a scream. How long before isolation starts warping your mind? How much fear can one person or 3 take before reality starts to feel strange? Some of the logs left behind hint at just that. There were notes of heavy weather, unusual wave activity, and one line that still sends chills down people's spines. MacArthur had written that it seemed like the sea was angry, higher than ever, battering the lighthouse with all its might. Some historians think it could have been a massive storm that overwhelmed the men, forcing them to try and secure the lighthouse's equipment outside and maybe costing them their lives. But again, no bodies, no evidence. Just an empty lighthouse rocking in the wind. Over the years, countless theories have emerged. Some say it was a freak accident, nature's cruelty in action. Some suggest a tragic misadventure, maybe one man fell, and the others tried to rescue him. A few people even whisper about alien abduction, secret espionage, or other paranormal explanations. Modern researchers have even gone back to the island to look for clues, but the harsh terrain and violent Atlantic make it almost impossible to uncover anything definitive. The island keeps its secrets, and perhaps that's what makes it so haunting. Even today, the Flannan Isles are mostly deserted, except for a remote, automated lighthouse. Ships pass by, crews glance up at the lonely structure, and some say the wind seems to whisper past the cliffs. Locals still tell stories about the 3 men who vanished. Tourists occasionally visit, but most leave quickly, unsettled by the silence, the jagged rocks, and the eerie feeling that something watches you out there. Some swear they've seen lights flickering strangely at night, even though the lighthouse is fully automated. Coincidence? Maybe. Creepy? Absolutely. And here's the part that makes it so unforgettable. None of us will ever know what truly happened. The Flannan Isles don't give up their secrets. They leave clues, hints, whispers, but nothing conclusive. It's a mystery that invites imagination, fear, and reflection. What would you have done if you were there? Would you have stayed put and waited for rescue? Would you have gone outside into the storm to secure the lighthouse? Could isolation have made you see or feel things that weren't there? The truth is, part of what makes this story so chilling isn't just the disappearance, it's the human element. 3 ordinary men doing a very ordinary job, confronted by nature's fury and perhaps their own fragile minds, vanished without a trace. It's a reminder of how small we are, how unpredictable the world can be, and how some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved. And maybe that's the darkest part of all. We will never know. And the uncertainty lingers in a way that's far more unsettling than any horror story. So next time you hear the wind whipping past the lighthouse, or see waves crashing against cliffs, think of the Flannan Isles. Think of Ducat, Marshall, and McArthur. Think of the unanswered questions, the empty beds, the silent lighthouse, and the cold Atlantic that holds its secrets tight. Because some mysteries aren't just about history, they're about reminding us how fragile, vulnerable, and small we really are. And sometimes the most haunting stories are the ones that leave you wondering, could it happen to anyone? Could it happen to you?